What's up, guys? Mr. Knife Fighter here with the first knife review for the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the Cold Steel Scimitar Spike, or Scimitar if you prefer, but I think it's just Scimitar. I found this thing at a sporting goods store. They had all of the models, and after looking at them all, I decided on this one based on my knowledge of knife fighting. It seemed to be the most useful out of all the models they had. It did not have the paracord on it at all. I added that on after because the grip that they had was just thread wrapped around it, for those of you who haven't seen the Spike series. I love Cold Steel, but I think they should have wrapped the handle a little bit thicker. I just put some 550 paracord on it. I gave it a little bit more grip, and I think now it's superior to the way it was. The sheath is excellent. It's not falling out of there. It's pretty solid. So you can comfortably put it in the down carry position on your belt, however you'd want to carry it. It comes with a bead chain as a neck knife. I personally would not use it as a neck knife, simply because, and I think most of you will agree with me, if you fall with a neck knife, this thing can go behind your back, which is bad. So the bad guy gets on top of you, you can't get to your weapon. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of having a weapon. Overall, I think this is an excellent knife for either everyday purposes or for strictly tactical purposes. Another reason I picked the Scimitar Spike over the other spikes is because it has such a nice curve in the handle. So it really fits nice in the hand for every grip, whether it be a saber grip or a reversed grip. And I like this little butt cap too. Good little impact tool there. Look how shiny this thing is. This was the demo. They didn't have any new ones, so I bought the demo at a discounted price. It wasn't very sharp. But if you pull this thing out on somebody, bad guy of course, and they just see that glint of steel, they might think twice about taking the escalation any further. But back to my point, the reason I got this one over the others spikes, they kept the, excuse me for the blur, they kept that thickness of the steel all the way through the blade, and the tip on the other spikes was very broad. Look how thin this tip is. That's ridiculous. They also got this little area back here that's like a false edge. I guess it's for cutting wire or something. I'm not sure. I think it could have done without it. The jimping on the back, I think it's more for aesthetics. I guess you're holding it a 3/4 grip. It's useful if you're like, I don't know, cutting meat or something, but I think the jimping could have been a little bit better. It's got a 4-inch blade. Overall, I'd give this knife about a 7 out of 10, maybe an 8. I think it works good for every purpose. It's a good utility knife. It's a good skinning knife. Excellent fighting knife. Very short, very small, very easy to hide and conceal. Not that I promote that, but if one was so inclined, I guess you could conceal the knife if you wanted to. Throwing purposes, I wouldn't recommend throwing it simply because it's not a very heavy knife. It wouldn't have much oomph when it sticks. Other than that, with the sheath and everything, I think it's an excellent knife for the money. It only cost me about 15 bucks because it was the demo, but I think you can get it online for about 20 if you look hard enough. I think the retail on these is about 35 bucks, but it's a high value knife. Excellent knife. It's my personal everyday use knife right now. I carry this thing everywhere I go just because it's so out of the way. And I just put the paracord on it so that my belt fits through it. And I keep it in a down carry position, and it really frees up my pocket space. I used to carry a tie light, the Cold Steel tie light, everywhere I went, but it kept ripping up my pockets. And personally, in a violent encounter, I'd rather have something that's solid, one-piece configuration, rather than a folding knife. And don't get me wrong, I trust Cold Steel's locks, but I feel just that little bit safer with a solid one-piece. I would have liked this knife a little bit more if it would have had some form of guard on it, but I think you get what you pay for with this knife. Overall, 7 out of 10. Cold steel spike, scimitar spike. Pick one up.